I sent my aunt a package that got opened at her church book club, and she finally left me alone. My Aunt Diane raised me after my parents died when I was 7. She fed me and gave me a home but made sure I knew I was a burden. Every mistake came with a speech about sacrificing her freedom. When I left for college, she cried at my graduation because I was abandoning her. That was 3 years ago. I asked for space. She said she understood. 2 weeks later, the first card arrived, then another for Halloween, then Thanksgiving. By my first year's end, I had 14 cards. I called and asked her to stop. She cried about wanting to stay connected. The cards kept coming. Last October, my cousin Beth mentioned Diane showed her all the cards at Thanksgiving. Said you cut her off after she raised you and she keeps trying but you ignore her. Diane was showing family the cards as proof I was ungrateful. I explained to Beth the real story, the daily criticism, the guilt trips, how Diane told people at my graduation that raising me ruined her life. Beth's face changed. She never mentioned any of that. I sat there getting angrier. I was done being mature. I ordered a bright purple adult toy. Diane hosted church book club every Thursday at 4. I timed delivery for a Thursday between 3 and 5. Gift wrapped it with hearts. Wrote on a card, "Since you will not stop inserting yourself into my life, here is something to pleasure yourself with instead. Lose my address." 4 days later at 4:30 on Thursday, my phone rang. "How dare you? I opened that in front of Margaret and Susan and Carol." My timing was perfect. "Maybe now you will respect my boundaries." She hung up, furious. 2 weeks later, Beth called. "Family dinner at Diane's Sunday. She told everyone you sent her something horrible and wants to address it." That Sunday, I showed up with my laptop. 12 relatives were there. Diane stood and addressed them. I raised her after her parents died. 2 weeks ago, she sent me a sex toy with a cruel note. Opened it in front of my church friends. Uncle Steve looked shocked. "Is that true?" "Yes, I sent it." Diane looked vindicated. "You see? She admits it." I opened my laptop. "Can I show everyone something first?" I pulled up screenshots. Messages where Diane called me selfish. Voicemails about how I ruined her life. An email saying I owed her for every meal. I asked her to stop contacting me 6 times. She ignored me. Then I found out she was showing people the cards, lying about why I left. Beth spoke up. "She did show me. Never mentioned this other stuff." Diane's face went red. "That is out of context." "What context? Where you told my counselor that raising me was the worst thing that happened to you? Where you made me feel guilty for existing?" Uncle Steve read the messages. His face darkened. "Diane, these are cruel." Aunt Monica asked, "Did you open that at book club?" Diane froze. "That is not the point. I timed it for Thursday at 4 because I knew you hosted book club then and would open it in front of your friends." Beth's husband laughed. "That is actually smart." "It was cruel," Diane snapped. "So were 3 years of ignoring my boundaries. I asked nicely, I begged, nothing worked, so I did the one thing that would make you too embarrassed to contact me again." Uncle Steve closed my laptop. "Diane, you owe her an apology." "I raised her and never let her forget it," Aunt Monica said. "This is years of guilt tripping." Diane looked around for support. No one met her eyes. I picked up my laptop. "I do not need an apology. I just need you to leave me alone." Beth caught me outside. "That took guts. I believe you. That was 5 months ago. No cards since." Beth said 3 book club ladies stopped coming after they heard what happened. Diane tried painting me as vindictive, but too many people saw the messages.